Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday, and welcome to Morning Coffee and Conversation with me, Jen Snow, your clinical hypnotherapist, soul regression coach, Reiki master, energy healer, animal communicator, and intuitive and body worker. And I'm here because we're going to talk about the energy the last couple weeks. I don't know if you guys have been feeling it, but I've had some really interesting things happen, and I wanted to talk about it. Now, it's not something normally I would share because in the past, when I, have communicated the things that I'm sensing, feeling, and receiving, it sounds kind of like a crazy person. I'm not going to lie. And so, I had that childhood experience where, speaking what I knew, what I felt, what was coming to me was an unsafe place. But through that resolution of all of that experience and events in my life, not because people didn't mean to or people were intentionally trying to, shut my voice down, they just didn't understand. And I didn't understand where it was coming from. And I didn't understand how to explain how I was getting the information and the feelings and the knowledge and the insight that I was gaining, especially in the animal communication and connection side of my life, because that's where my story began. That's where I began this journey, was being surrounded by animals and having an interactive, intuitive relationship with them that allowed me to explore these conversations and communication. And then, as life progressed, the fear around that became a burden that I carried. So instead of, seeking understanding when I was little, I just kind of shut it down or attempted to shut it down, and my abilities were not just limited to animals. I have always been able to connect with spirit and light beings. However, I was terrified of it. Absolutely terrified of it. However, things have changed. And here we are today because all of those experiences, all of those events, all of those conversations, all of those choices have led me into this moment. And in this moment, I have discovered that, I'm going to share this insight that I've gained, that I've noticed, that I've had personal experience with, and with the idea that perhaps you might be sensing some of this too, or all of this. But I know what it's like to feel alone. I know what it's like to feel like you have nowhere to go to have these conversations, or that when you do try to have these conversations, you get the stare. And, it's easy to shut them down and doubt yourself and, close that piece off, because I did it, and I did it very well until there was a point where, in my soul's blueprint, the design that I created before I incarnated into this 21st century incarnation, into this timeline, said, okay, you've made all these choices that we pretty much knew you would make based on what happened, even though there was a left and right turn, and you took your turns based on your free will, which is a beautiful thing. But now we need to step back and really discover the root of all the origins of it so that you can unwind. And so that's where the journey began. And here we are today in this place. And so for the last couple of weeks, since 11/11, I have been noticing a timelines shift, collapse, and emerge. And I started to know this in the oddest ways. How I began to feel this was first in my dream state. I started dreaming about it. I started dreaming about making choices, taking action, and the energy of the opposite. Oh, I just spilled water. Yeah, everywhere. Totally, fully did that. Well, the show must go on. Yep. for a second. All right. Well, I'll be right back. Grab a towel. Hang on. Hold that thought. I'm going to be grateful that it wasn't scalding hot water. It was lukewarm water because I quite enjoy hot water every day. So, well, the towel does its work. And I'm sure the puppy is going to attempt to clean up the mess because he's who he is. He's so helpful. Okay. Oh, that's going to go there. Hopefully that works after. Anybody know from that?
Alert from disk not ejected properly.
Yeah. So how I began to notice this was in dreams, in dream state, in dream space. And it was like little pieces of dreams where I was watching the future happen and the moment happened. And then I was seeing outside energy kind of collapse into it. So the left turn, the U-turn, the turn you didn't take, depending on your mindset in that moment and the mindset vision that you held, it would dictate how that energy began to collapse back into yourself. And we're in this space of calling back our energy from all time and space, dimensions, universe, multiverses, planes, lifetimes, past, present, and future, cutting all the cords and making space for change to happen and to create this connection with ourselves, a deeper understanding, a remembering of the insight, the knowledge that our soul has gained over the many lifetimes and incarnations that we have progressively gone through to gain knowledge, to gain a better understanding of who we are, what we've experienced, and experiencing things on all levels, both positively, negatively. It's one of those things where we go through these experiences. And I've learned this through my own regression work inside of class, outside of class, inside with clients, and also when I'm a client in the chair. And so watching this information unfold, watching this information gather and reveal itself day by day. And yes, I'm cleaning as I'm talking. Welcome to the show. We have been working towards a space of closure and completion. And that's a big, heavy thing, the completion part. We're coming into this cycle, this energy within Gaia, within ourselves, within this particular universe, where we are ending our cycles, the cycles that have not ended, the ones that are repeating, the habits that are continuing to their path and keep going. We are in this place of completion, and we have stepped into this vibration of the shadow of the uncompleted habits and cycles and patterns that our soul has created, that our soul has continued, that our soul is connected, attached to, any kind of form of entanglement with that web of experiences. And so in this time of completion, you might be noticing that you are starting to have big inner things reveal, or things go a little chaotic and things are shifting for you, where maybe information is coming forward, stuff you may or may not want to connect into, but it's sitting there and it's like saying a huge hello, it's time. And that can be scary. It can be uncomfortable. It can be a lot of things where you just kind of, not now. I don't have time. I don't have the energy, because we're so stuck in survival mode right now. This world has gone a little wild, and I get it. We're all in this place, and, we are fighting to, keep our freedoms. We're fighting to create space so that we can live comfortably and safely. And all of that is happening. And now we have this time, this energy, this frequency that is downloaded into Gaia, and all of us that are experiencing Gaia and Mother Earth and her transitions, her shifts, her changes. And it's now we're also being faced with this, hey, you got to close this off. You got to tie this off. Now it's time to be done with this. It's time to move forward from this. And it's heavy and it's big and it's a lot. So it can be overwhelming. It's overwhelming for those of us who are aware that it's happening. Because not only are we, faced not with the collective energy, but now we have the individual energy. And so another way this is presenting itself is through the oddest thing outside of my dreams is every time I do something. Like, for instance, the other day when I was on the coast in my Cloverdale office, I cleaned the office and I put the natural cleaner away. Within 15 seconds from after closing the door, grabbing a cup of water, I walked back and that cleaner was sitting on my desk. No, this doesn't happen. Like, what is happening? So I stopped and I asked that question. What is this showing me? How, I clearly remember walking to the closet in our office where we keep our cleaning supplies, opening the door, placing it back in the exact spot I took it from, closing the door, grabbing a mug, and grabbing some water. But yet there it was. And so it was, and I had 5 minutes. I think it was about 10 minutes. So I stopped and I'm like, okay, what does this mean? What are you trying to show me? And it was a very clear message that this is going to continue to happen. That, moments that we have had because of the timeline, the energy collapsing, the frequencies coming together and becoming more whole and complete. And as we complete different layers of our own journey, because it is, us completing layers of our own journey, as this energy come back, it does interrupt time. It does interrupt our perceived reality. It shifts it. So in those moments, what I was told and what I felt, and again, this is what I was felt from my guides, my higher self, my spirit and soul team, was to take time in those moments to really focus on the timeline, the frequency, the vibration that you are holding, creating, supporting, encouraging. So with that information, I sat back and I actually just thought about my day in that moment. And I thought about the sessions that were about to happen and how I just asked for the timelines for each and every individual person to be the timeline where they completed a cycle, a pattern, so that they were, free of the burden that they had come to unlock, and that they could step forward outside, and move forward from that, no longer being something that is held within them, something that's creating space and holding space within their physical, mental, emotional, and energetic selves. That was what I focused on in that moment. And I didn't think much of it. I just kind of like, yep, here we go. Moving on, I thank my spirit team, my guides, my higher self for communicating that with me and making it clear for me what I was meant to do in that moment. Because as we acknowledge these moments, we have an opportunity with these moments to, again, infuse that energy that is creating that moment with the outcome, with the next step in the vibration we choose and want to step into. Turned out that day I had some of the most amazing sessions, and each one of my clients completed their cycle and their pattern that they came to begin unwinding. And it was only our second session. And it wasn't like there wasn't other layers, but setting that intention and seeing myself step into that timeline based on that frequency interruption, that timeline interruption, that time gap, was really an important moment to realize that as we pay attention, as we become more aware, it is what we focus on inside and what energy we are holding inside that is going to help us move forward, to progress or take a moment to unwind. And one will lead to the other will lead to one. But it is, giving yourself that heightened moment of awareness to just sit in the present moment, ask what that present moment is meant to reveal to you, and then choose every time how you would like to move forward with that moment. Sometimes the outcome might just be another step. Sometimes it'll be a result. I mean, it will be what it was, what it was designed to be, in the very best way to help you, in the very best way that your spirit team, your soul can, your higher self can. So that is two ways that I'm seeing these timeline gaps. And the other third way is time electronics glitching. So yesterday I did the podcast, and when we both confirmed the time, I was half an hour ahead. My computer was glitching half an hour ahead. And this has happened to me once again in my car where I noticed it. I'm sure it's happened more than once, but I was driving home from the coast. I think it was my actual last trip home from the coast. And at least my desk is clean. And I was watching the clock in my car. It was flipping from 7:56 to 4:35. 4:35 was the actual time because that's what matched my watch. But 7:56 kept showing up until I acknowledged that. I saw the 7:50. I was like, I acknowledge you. You're showing me something. We are in a moment. So again, I cast in that moment what it is that I was needed to focus on. And it was just simply by all I need to do is acknowledge it. And this was months ago, way before the last several weeks had kind of implemented. And so time changes. The time speeding up, the time slowing down. There's a lot of given extension and quickening in our days, and just taking note of that. What does that mean for you in this moment? What is it trying to reveal to you? And asking those questions if you feel drawn to. If not, there's no right or wrong way to do this. This is just some things that I've noticed that have helped me kind of understand what is happening, what's going to happen next for me, and how it might show up in my life. So it's just giving yourself that time and energy and that faith in yourself that you are going to receive the answers, that you might receive that insight. And it might not be what you expected it to be, but it could be even more and lead you into or down a rabbit hole that continues to redefine reshape and re-explore who you might want to connect with, that version of yourself that is in there, and that light version that is shining through. I know for me, this all has led up to one of the bigger sessions that I've had in the last little while about feeling, when feeling judged, my innate reaction would be to shut down when I'm feeling unsafe and shut down my intuitive abilities. And when I did that session, because this is what this was showing me, it was very interesting on how that feeling of feeling judged became unsafe, and it caused me to choose to shut down everything just to protect myself, and how understanding that allows me now to sit here and share this with you because without fear of being judged, because this is what I'm noticing. I'm not telling you it's fact. I'm just sharing my experience. And if it resonates, or it maybe one person out there is like, yeah, I'm noticing this too, you're not alone. And I don't know how else these timelines are going to show themselves collapsing, the energy coming back into oneness, into completeness, into wholeness. But as they do, I will share that with you. So staying grounded is such an important thing. The one piece of information that I've gotten, not only from my guides, but other healers that I work with, other coaches that I work with, other colleagues in my industry, is that when that dizziness comes on, that tornado of chaos, is remembering to reground every day. And it can be something that you take hours doing, something you take minutes doing, but making sure that you allow yourself the time and space to come back to this present moment, to be connected, to be whole, to be complete here and now. And when you do that, it will help lessen these symptoms. As a lot of people are experiencing dizziness and vertigo. A lot of people feel like they're outside of themselves, they're out of their body, they're not really in them, they're in the fog. And that can be some of our, as we recalculate and reharmonize with the frequency that we've just stepped into, can be some of the, short-term effects. I'm not saying, and I'm not diagnosing anything. Please, if you have some of these symptoms, go see your doctor first. Look at the logical side of first. And then, also add as a complementary on top of connecting with your medical professionals, just maybe grounding and centering yourself and seeing how that resonates with you and how that might complement you feeling a little more steady in your own flow, and actually being able to be like, oh, I'm in my body again. I'm back home. I'm coming home to your inner space every day is such an important thing, because it also gives you an opportunity to check in with your energy. Is there any cords, connections, or imprints that are surfacing anywhere in your blind spot or non-blind spot that you can now, actively release and let go, so that your energy is solely yours and yours alone. So, and this can help us move through these timeline collapses a little more comfortably, and help us stay in that heightened awareness space while feeling grounded and sturdy and connected to and rooted while we explore the next step of our journeys once more. So with that being said, that's what I wanted to talk about today. I thought I'd do a little like morning meditation. So if you feel inclined and you want to join us here and you have the opportunity and the space to do so safely and easily, comfortably and calmly, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and find a spot to get comfortable, a place where you can just take a moment to shut your eyes down and focus on the breath that you breathe. And as you focus on the breath that you breathe, just imagine calling back your energy from all time, space, all directions, in front of you, behind you, to the left and right of you, above you and below you. And as you call your energy home, you may imagine that energy that you spent this morning getting up, putting your feet on the floor, stretching, turning off your alarm. The time that you spent brushing your teeth, getting ready for the day, getting dressed, any time and energy that you've spent on your phone or your computer thus far, or time that you spent driving for work or to work or for your family. And that time and energy that you spent creating your meal for the day, and any other chores of the day or the morning that you've gone through, even the time that you spent perhaps listening to this podcast or two. Just bring that energy that is solely yours and yours alone. And as you bring it back to home base, back to that self source and soul inner space, imagine it flowing through these beautiful energetic screens all around you, filtering out any old energy that no longer serves your highest and greatest good. So when your energy comes home, it is in its light body, its highest vibration and frequency. Just taking the time to call your energy home in its highest frequency, vibration, and flow. Imagining that energy that is solely yours and yours alone, going through those energetic filtering screens, screening out anyone else's energy that may have entangled itself with your vibration, your light energy. Screening out any and all entanglements to any life, past, present, or future, all cords, connections, or anchors that may be connected to you physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, or all of the above. Imagine that screening flowing through you. Screening out any and all old connections to any life, past, present, or future that no longer serve your soul's highest and greatest purpose. That no longer serve your soul's blueprint and design for your incarnation in your 21st century adventure. And you may experience this in a variety of ways. You may sense it, you may see it as light, you may see it as colors, as a vibration. You may just be aware of it through your sixth sense. However you feel your energy coming home is perfect to you and you alone. But allow those screens of divine energy to flow through your light body, releasing, unwinding, and letting go of any and all old energy that no longer serves your greatest and highest purpose. And as you feel your energy recalibrate and harmonize and balance in your home base, let it fill in any gaps within your presence and essence space. Filling in those gaps with your energy alone. Creating a divine space of your light body, calmly and comfortably. And just notice how you notice this. Perhaps noticing any areas of your physical body you feel drawn to focus on, to be aware of, to observe. Notice any feeling sensations that may arise as your energy comes home fully and completely and fully home. Perhaps noticing the change in your breath as you breathe naturally and easily. But just allowing yourself to sense what you sense, feel what you feel, see what you see, notice what you know, know what you know. With each and every breath that you breathe, coming back to center, coming back to home base. More complete, more whole, and more free. More centered and grounded in your own divine inner energy, vibration, and frequency. And as you feel grounded and centered in your energy coming home, as it filters through those divine energetic screens, I'm going to ask you to use your powerful imagination for me. I'm going to ask you to imagine, sense, feel, become aware in any way you choose that there is a beautiful cord of light, a grounding cord of light that connects and plugs into your home base, your center core, that beautiful divine self, source, and soul inner space once more. And this grounding cord of light can be any color of your choosing. It represents your connection to the heart of Gaia, her divine loving energy, her life force energy of creation. And as you begin to feel that grounding cord of light, stretch into it, feel into it, look into it, notice its strength and steadiness, its security, its safeness, its lightness, its flexibility, its ability to adapt and flow lightly and easily and travel with you wherever you choose to travel, aiding, supporting, and encouraging your ability to travel beyond space and time while staying grounded, rooted, centered, balanced, and harmonized in your highest vibration and frequency. This beautiful cord of light, imagine drawing it in and following it all the way down to the surface beneath you, through the tip of your tailbone, through your legs, down to the floor, through the layers of earth, into the crystal core of Mother Earth, her heart energy, her divine energy of life force creation of life force. And if you so choose and it resonates with you, imagine plugging your cord into her heart energy and feeling your connection to the elements of Gaia, Gaia's heart, her life force energy of creation blend and connect and support you divinely for your highest and greatest good. A limitless connection to feeling, being grounded fully and completely and fully for your highest and greatest good to help you in the very best way that Gaia can. And notice how you notice that sensation of plugging into Gaia's life force energy. How it clears your root chakra, your sacral chakra, your solar plex chakra, your heart chakra, your throat chakra, your third eye chakra, your crown chakra, your soul star chakra. So the energy above and below you, through your earth star and your soul star, are in its highest vibration and inner connection, serving your greatest and highest purpose, easily, comfortably, naturally, and automatically. And feel that ability of yours to ground comfortably intensify with every breath you breathe as you recalculate, you harmonize, you balance into your own divine essence and presence. And if you so choose, giving yourself permission to remain and retain this wonderful connection with Gaia and your higher self, grounded, centered, recalibrated, harmonized, and balanced like never before throughout the rest of your day and beyond. And when you feel that centered peace, that ease, that connection with every breath you breathe, giving yourself a moment to enjoy that space of ease, that place of peace, that calm, freedom to breathe with ease, fully grounded, harmonized, recalculated, and divinely connected in your highest vibration, frequency, and heightened awareness, while remaining grounded, centered, and balanced easily and automatically. And continuing to be able to maintain that grounded feeling from this point forward and onward, every day and every way. And as you give yourself permission to enjoy that moment of feeling grounded, connected, and aligned, and setting your intention to continue to move forward in this beautiful space of feeling wonderfully centered and balanced. In a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. At 5, you'll be fully immersed, fully aware, and fully alert, feeling wonderfully centered and grounded like never before, and able to maintain that feeling of being centered and grounded while connected to your higher awareness to help you in the very best way that your higher awareness can. That aligns with and serves your highest and greatest good from this point forward and onward. All right, so as we take this next breath, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. At 5, please go ahead and open your eyes when it feels right, coming all the way back into this present moment, fully alert, fully aware, fully grounded, and connected. 1, feel that connection flowing through your body more easily and naturally and in harmony. 2, know that you can retain this feeling and structure of being grounded while being in a space of fully connected to your higher awareness more easily day by day from this point forward and onward if you so choose, simply by giving yourself permission to do so. And 3, be aware of your arms, the bend in your arms, your legs, the soles of your feet, beginning to move your fingers and your hands, coming all the way back into the space around you, the chair beneath you, the surface holding you. The sounds coming back into the forefront now, once again, feeling wonderfully refreshed and rejuvenated, wonderfully connected and balanced and harmonized, and ready to continue the day, knowing you got this in every way. And 4, your eyes are crystal clear, your mind is clear, your energy is clear, you're feeling wonderfully at ease with every breath you breathe, mentally, emotionally, physically, energetically clear. And more clear than you've been in the past month, week, year, lifetime, or 2. And 5, fully emerged, fully aware, fully present, all the way back into your body in the here and now, feeling wonderfully connected, beautifully grounded and centered, and enjoying the feeling that you've created today by letting go of old energy and stepping into this vibration of freedom and flow, synchronicity. All right, guys, well done. And as you opened your eyes, just taking a moment to give yourself a little self-coaching there, a little positive reinforcement that aligns with your permission, giving yourself permission to stay grounded, harmonized, and balanced with yourself throughout your day, throughout all conversations, situations, and events that you may walk into today and may walk into you today. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for today. We will be alive again on Friday morning coffee once again, in conversation with me, Jen Snow, your clinical hypnotherapist, soul regression coach, Reiki master, animal communicator. And I hope that you have a fabulous Wednesday, and I will see you on Friday morning. Cheers.